So every once in a while, a new product comes around and I think to myself, how was this not thought about before? And it all has to do with two magnets on a beautifully made hinge that just makes your life so much easier. So that is what I want to show you today, the new Edge Pro by a company called Rolling Square. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was so impressed with what they have going on, and it's so simple. Again, how is this not something that's been out for forever? Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So ever since Apple dropped the new MagSafe technology or the MagSafe protocol on their iPhone 12 lineup, every accessory company has been trying to do something different or something unique to kind of make them stand out when it comes to adding a MagSafe accessory, right? We've seen MagSafe cases, MagSafe chargers, MagSafe battery packs, MagSafe holsters, MagSafe tripods. You pretty much can name it, and they've run the gamut now with every single accessory company. So when a company is able to then innovate a little bit further and go even past all that MagSafe to accommodate even more devices, is even that much better. So a company by the name of Rolling Square has something called their Edge Pro, and their Edge Pro is exactly what you guys see on the screen. It is two magnets attached onto a metal plate or two metal plates that have a beautifully made hinge that's very, very precise, very sturdy, and the magnets also are extremely strong. And what they were able to do was build this modular ecosystem with these magnets to help you with pretty much anything when it comes to your iPhone, your iPad, your MacBook, your Tesla, pretty much anything that you want to put magnets on, you can now do with this little magnetic hinge. And they were able to add some additional accessories to make your experience even that much better. So as I mentioned, the Edge Pro itself is just two metal plates with two circular magnets attached by a hinge, but it's the other part of the ecosystem that really makes this stuff stand out. So I thought the best way to kind of explain their ecosystem is to show you how I'm personally using it. So as you can see on the rear of my MacBook Air, I have three magnets attached via adhesive. So when it comes to using these magnets, there is an adhesive kind of component to this, and some people are a little bit iffy about kind of sticking stuff on the rear of their MacBook or on the rear of their iPad, just because they think it's hard to take off. I haven't personally tried to take it off because the adhesive is pretty strong, and for good reason, because I'm going to show you that this can actually hold your iPad Pro, your 12.9-inch iPad Pro with no problem. But they do actually include in every single package this brass or copper wire, which can be used to then go behind the actual adhesive and remove it itself. And they show a video of this on their website to actually remove it, and no gunk or adhesive residue is left on the actual MacBook Air or any other device that you have these adhesives attached on. But again, these adhesives are very strong, so when you put it onto your computer, kind of expect it to be there for a while, and that's how I'm using this, and I'm totally okay with it because it's adding a ton more function for me to be able to use what I want to use. So on one side of my MacBook Air, you see that I have one adhesive plate, so that allows me to attach this Edge Pro kind of hinge onto the rear of it, and then because iPhones already have MagSafe magnets built into it, you do not need to add an adhesive to your actual iPhone, and you just slap this onto it, and it becomes a holster for your iPhone, which is great to have. Now this can be put in any orientation. As you can see, I have it off to the left-hand side in portrait mode, but I've seen other use cases where the iPhone is put on the top of the actual MacBook, because now you can use your iPhone as your actual webcam, and it's a much higher quality webcam than the webcam built into the MacBook Air. So that's another use case. And again, I mentioned that this is fully modular. So yes, you have your two metal plates with the magnets on there that kind of powers everything from a magnetic standpoint, but because it is modular, you're able to add more accessories. So let's say you just bought one of these, but they also have a light accessory, right? So if you want to have some more bright lighting whenever you're in a video conference call, or maybe you're in the dark and you just want to be able to read something a little bit easier, they have an attachment which is a USB-C kind of puck style actual light that actually gets extremely bright that you can put onto the actual MacBook Air or anywhere that you want to actually mount this thing, which is great to have. And then on top of that, they do have a wireless charger, which does exactly what you want it to, right? It is a USB-C to USB-C wireless charger. You put the actual wireless charging puck on the Rolling Square plate, and then you throw your iPhone right on top of that. And again, these hinges and these magnets are so powerful that I'm just so surprised at how strong and how stable this is, even when having multiple magnetic kind of layers on this actual attachment. And this wireless charger does charge up to 15 watts, so if you do want to get like the Edge Pro kit, which I believe is $100, and I'll link everything down below for you guys to check out because I've just been extremely impressed. This isn't a sponsored video, I just kind of got this and I was like, wow, this build quality is amazing, the actual idea is amazing, the functionality, the modularity, everything just works extremely well, and I haven't even told you about what the best use case is in my opinion. It's basically a magnetic mount to put on the rear of your MacBook Air or whatever other computer you want. I will say that if you have a heavier computer, it will work a little bit better with something like a heavier phone, like a 13 or 14 Pro Max. But even with my M2 MacBook Air, the hinge doesn't kind of fall back, or the actual MacBook doesn't fall backwards at all. So that's something to keep in mind. But that is just step one of this whole modularity and this whole kind of ecosystem that they built. But in my opinion, what the best use case is I've seen an abundance of these kind of like trifold or even single fold, kind of external but portable secondary displays for your MacBook Air, for your MacBook, or for any computer for that matter, right? You pretty much have this big, hefty, thick kind of situation where you have two external displays that flank your main screen, which look cool in theory, but I actually have one and it's kind of inconvenient because it's so heavy and it's kind of annoying to bring with. Now, if you are in a situation where it makes sense to bring, then it does add a lot of productivity. But if you're somebody that has an iPad and is running iPadOS 16, no matter what the iPad is, you can actually do this with your iPad. So if you have two of these Edge Pro hinges, you can actually attach, what I have here is a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, which is probably a little too big for this situation. I think the sweet spot is that 11-inch iPad Pro or the iPad Air or the iPad 10th generation, but it still works with the iPad Pro 12.9-inch. So basically what you want to do is you're going to want to add two of these hinges onto the rear of your MacBook Air or any MacBook or any laptop for that matter, and then put two sticky magnets onto the back of your iPad. Make sure it's lined up correctly. And then just like that, now you have an external display running Sidecar or running Universal Control alongside of your MacBook Air, which is a beautiful situation to have because these thin magnetic plates don't get in the way of anything. Even when you're using your iPad with the Magic Keyboard, it doesn't get in the way, but it just allows you to have this secondary display with you at all times when you need it for that extra screen real estate as a mobile workstation. And this is something that I've been using for a while now. I've been kind of testing this out for a couple weeks just to make sure that the hinges stayed strong and making sure that it's not too heavy of a situation for something like the MacBook Air. As I mentioned, if you have a MacBook Pro, the actual weight distribution is going to be a little bit better because honestly, the iPad Pro, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, is a little heavy for the MacBook Air. It still works fine. It just looks kind of funny at the end of the day. But like I said, the sweet spot I believe is the 11-inch iPad Pro or that form factor or size of iPad overall. But you can even do this with an iPad mini if you really want to and kind of have it in vertical or landscape mode. But again, it just adds to your productivity. It adds to your screen real estate. And it's something that I always have my MacBook Air and my iPad Pro with me at all times when I'm moving around, when I'm traveling, or at least most of the time. And yes, I have my Magic Keyboard that I can prop up my iPad Pro and have it as a secondary stand to still use Sidecar or Universal Control, but this just makes a lot more sense. It's less bulky, it's more productive, it looks way cooler, and I can have it. And on the other side, I can have my iPhone flanking the other side of the screen for any other data that I want to look at. So overall, like I keep mentioning, I am extremely impressed with what Rolling Square has put together. Everything is extremely high quality, extremely easy to use, it's very intuitive, it makes complete sense. Now I'm just hoping that they come up with even more modular kind of attachments, right? Like I said, they have the charger, they have the light. You know, I wonder what else they could add. Maybe they could add something like a fan on those hot days, or maybe you can even add a way to add additional buttons to your keyboard, or add additional buttons to your actual MacBook Air with Bluetooth buttons. There's a lot of things that you can do to attach to your MacBook Air or your iPad Pro. And you can see with some B-roll videos that Rolling Square has in their advertisements, people are using this with their iPad Pro and their iPhone. So attaching your iPhone next to your iPad Pro to have even another screen that when you're walking around, or maybe when you're using it in tablet mode, another great use case. So overall, the Edge Pro kit is sick. It comes in two different colorways, kind of like a silver and this matte black colorway. I like the matte black colorway, of course, but the silver one is also a great color. And you can just add these little by little or get the full kit. And I'm going to leave these down in the description below for you guys to check out. I think this is great for a Father's Day gift or a birthday gift, whatever you guys think, or maybe just purchase it for yourself and try it out because I think it's very cool. But that is going to do it for this video, everybody. If you did make it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And let me know in the comment, is this something that you would kind of adopt? For $30, is this a fair price? Now, the $30 is the basic beginner kit, so it does get you the ability to mount your iPhone at the least, but also you could probably mount your iPad mini. Like the iPad mini is small enough where you would only need probably one magnet. When you get to the iPad Pros, then you probably need two magnets just for stability's sake, but for 30 bucks, I think it's a no-brainer for like a stocking stuffer as well. But let me know in the comment down below what you guys think, and shout out to Terry Arnold for commenting on our iPad mini video. I'm going to start shouting out people at the end of our video that commented on the previous video, so definitely leave a comment down below. But if you guys want to watch some more iPadOS, macOS, or iOS content, or maybe some Final Cut Pro on the iPad content, because hopefully this video will be edited on Final Cut Pro on the iPad Pro. But that's going to do it, everybody. I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here. Peace.